Hello everyone, and welcome to Jumperman Tech, where we specialize in HVAC, we do everything DIY, and today we have a follow-up service call for a water source AAON heat pump. Thank you to everyone tuning in to Jumperman Tech. We are currently in the control panel. This is a follow-up service call for an AAON water source heat pump. In my last visit, we had an alert here for this unloader and the system wasn't working. What I found is that this contactor, as you can see, burnt out. I actually put this in and I have everything labeled 1, 2, 3, this and that. And when I put this on just as a test, the alert went away because what it seemed to be was that because there was no compressor connected, because we lost the phase here. I'll show you some pictures. Because compressor wasn't running, we ran into an alert. One of the wires burnt off and that contactor is completely melted. This is a 60 amp contactor with auxiliary contacts, and I put in a 40 amp contactor as all I had is 24 volt coil, and that was just a test. We got it up and running, but now I have the original parts. I got the 60 amp 3-pole contactor with 24 volt coil and our auxiliary contacts. So today we're gonna be putting that back in and starting this thing up. All right, so line voltage comes from here. This is our line voltage terminal block. Power is off. Okay, we left it off the other day because you don't want to run this with the undersized contactor. It's good for 40 amps. And I remember it was running at like 32 or 33 amps. So we're kind of cutting it close. You don't want to burn that thing out either. So let's take off the 3 wires here. I used wire markers, labeled them as 1, 2, and 3. So that's good there. Let's just get that out of place because we gotta go here. All right, let's just do one thing at a time. All right, I have this labeled as well. So let's take off the load wires. That's the line wires. All right, let's take that out. Free up some space. That's that. Everything's already labeled. Definitely recommend doing things like that. And we should know what goes where. Oh, I labeled this 2 as 1. And this should be it. This one's labeled as 3. So we know where the auxiliary contacts go. And this I just jumped over it so I could use the coil. That's done. This can be put away. This thing is not going to be used anymore. And it is what it is. Let's get the old contactor out. Got some 1/4 inch screws there. And we're going to put in our new one. We're going to mount our new one. All right, got some 1/4 inch screws. Let's see if we can even get in there. I don't think I could get in here properly. No, let me see if I get a screwdriver. Okay, this one here now works. I have to do this with a screwdriver because that bit is a little bit big. Okay. Next one. Even part of this auxiliary contact looks like it melted a bit. But yeah, this thing doesn't look good anymore. And it smells too. You can smell it as soon as you open up this panel. So we got those 2 screws. And we got 2 more on the bottom. So I'm gonna loosen that up. And it's gonna come right off. Got a bunch of service calls to do today, so let's get this over with. Okay, come on. That's now off. These are our coil wires. Get that out of the way. Now we can take our new contactor here. This thing is pretty big. This is a big contactor, but got the same exact one, which is nice. And it has this auxiliary contact on there. Let's see how to put that on. It's the exact piece. Let's get that on there. So here we have a type D11 square D auxiliary contact. Between 22 and 21 is normally closed, and 14 and 13 is normally open. Basically, when this contactor plunges in, it's gonna do the same for this piece. So let's see, go like this. Let's see, maybe we can go in this way first and then go here. Come on. I think we just push this in. There we go. It clips in and it's on there. Now we can mount it comfortably. Alright, let's get a screw in there. Start this up, and pretty much I'm just gonna put in our 4 screws to mount this thing. Let's get it all lined up, and we're gonna be alright. Right there. Alright. Hate doing this with a screwdriver. But anyways, let's get this thing in here and mount it. 4 screws. It's all mounted, looks good. Let's put in our coil wires. Make sure that they have nice tight connection. Tight. Okay, that's that. Straighten this out a little bit. Okay, the needle nose, that looks good. Okay, let's start with these auxiliary contacts. So right here, we usually normally closed option. That's tight. Then it goes to L1. That's not too tight. So what you could do, so what I do is I kind of crimp down on this a little bit. Don't go too crazy, because then you're not gonna get it on. And like that, well, that's a much tighter connection. Perfect. We have that. We have this piece here, which is on the bottom. That other contact, same side. And then this one goes to 3. Goes to 3, which is our 3rd leg of power. And like that, that part is done. Okay. And there was even one little screw here. Let's put that in. So everything is nice and tight and holds, nothing pulls. All right, that looks good. That's that. Let's open up the 3 lugs here. Oh, these lugs are much larger too. All right, and put in our 3 lined wires. Make sure we have good, clean contacts. As far as here, this one I strip back, so this one's pretty good. This is gonna be 1. Just open up the lug, put the wire in, and close the lug. Make sure you got a nice, tight connection in there. Okay. 2. don't really have space to put this back. I'm not a biggest fan of those contacts, but hey, it is what it is. If anything, I don't like how the wire is kind of sticking out in there a bit. I'll cut this back a little. I feel like it's stripped too much. All right, that looks a lot better. Let's tighten up that one. Okay. And 3. See how easy it makes it? Because these are all purple, look like they're all the same wires. So you gotta label these things to make your life easier. Also, you can disconnect this and they're all the same color. You're gonna be like, where the hell did this go? And you're gonna have problems. Anyways, all right. Make sure it's all nice and tight. Coil wires are done, it's always in the back for this style of contactors. For a 2-pole, it's on the sides. Auxiliary, everything is good, nice and tight, good connections. Coil, line voltage, and auxiliary. And now we just got to put in our 3 load wire, which is labeled 1, 2, and 3. All right. I mean, technically, you can kind of have this contactor upside down, T1 or L1, but that's the way it really should be. So on L1, L2, L3, we should have the line voltage. T1, T2, T3 should be your load. But honestly, either one works. Yeah, so much has melted through here. This thing is done, and even part of this is melted. I'll take some pictures so you guys can see as well. As far as this, I'm just gonna do the same thing. Pull the lugs out. And fit your wire in. Tighten it down. Thing is, sure, we fixed the burnt wire and everything, and we cleared that coat because we know now that the unit runs, you're gonna be okay. Thing is, why did this thing burn out? What failed? I seen this thing had a couple loose connections that can cause amps to go up. That could definitely fry things. Did this compressor have trouble starting at some point? Honestly, I don't know, but thing is, we don't see it. So it's not just fixing what you see. Sure, burnt contactor, burnt wires. You gotta find out the why. Why did the wires burn? Why did this happen? And I don't have an exact why for this, but we got to get this unit up and running. And yeah, did they lose a phase like electrically into the main and something strange happened? I don't know, but everything looks fine here. This is a fairly new unit, but anyways, that looks good. We have everything. All right, this stuff you're gonna wanna, that's not too tight. We can get it tighter. You want this main power really tight. Yeah, that could have been tighter. Look at that. Oh, over there too. Over here and over here. Guys, always remember, loose connections, you're gonna have problems. This is real tight. Ground, everything is real tight now. I guess you can even get it a little. Yeah, that's not gonna go too much more. This whole panel is shaking. Okay, a nice tight connections. So most of cleaning up this area and around. Some guys just using this thing as their personal garbage can. That ain't right. Gotta keep this unit in shape and take pride in every bit of work that you do. put that cover back on the compressor. We checked it in the last video, but everything is good to go. We have tight connections there. Did it myself. Looks like BMS guys, look at that, they just ran that wire straight through that hole without any guard. That's what makes sense, because they even got this thing in here where we're checking amps and this and that. I know there's some BMS in the system. Hold up that tape there. These guys make a mess over here. Anyways, I got my meter on amps, as you can see. And there's that contactor. It looks absolutely great. That's a beautiful thing right there. We're gonna be ready to start this unit up. Everything's nice and clean. Everything's put back together. And we should be good to go. This control panel is insane. Last time we were here, after we figured out the issue, we shut it down and did some maintenance. We pulled the strainer here, and we also cleaned both condensate pans because they were quite dirty. Inside there, fan is here. There's actually a split system that's right next to each other. So this is our blower section, and this is our condensing unit here. As you can see, our pipes are coming in here, originally from here, and this is coming from the cooling tower. Look at that, you can't even open the door all the way. So, you just gotta kind of squeeze in there. That's kind of a poor setup. I was even thinking of taking off this door so we can get in there, but I guess I could fit in there. So looks like we're ready to start this thing up. Here's our disconnect. Let's see what happens. Should be calling for cooling. Very, very tight in here. I hear the actuators opening up. This thing is setting up. Got a power light there. Got a power light there. Let's see. On there. Oh, we got a power light on the bottom. Got a power light here. Water source, heat pump, AAON. Okay, water is all opening up. Sounds like the fan is starting. Got a green light here on this unloader. Last time. Oh yeah. You can definitely hear that water opening up. Alright, we're gonna watch our amps. This thing is gonna start. Hear a bunch of clicks. Let's see what happens. Come on. Show me the money. This is some kind of, let's see, this is a phase monitor. That's what that is. So luckily it has all these safeties, and that's why this compressor is still good. I love this light. Fan is ramping up. All that stuff is happening. Come on. Let's see what happens. Bottom light is power. Above that is common. You see with the communication with the orange wire going through. There's no alarm and status. Let's see what it shows. Top light. 1. Let's see what that means. Check out my phone. I took a screenshot of that. I'm going to show you guys that as well. I hear the fan ramping up. That's a good sign. So let this thing go. So right now, if the status shows 1 blink on top, that means it's in off mode. If it shows 2 blinks, that's when we get into cooling. Oh, right there, look on the top. You'll see a blink twice. Top LED. My 1, 2. So now we're in cooling mode. So this thing is starting up. It's probably going through a timer. Let's see what happens. I hear the fan ramping up a lot. Come on. Come on, come on. Let me see that plunge in. So when the contactor plunges in, the contacts over here actually, they plunge down as well. They basically normally close opens, and normally open gets closed. So we have a normally closed circuit, so when the contactor is plunged in, that should actually open. Before we had an alarm here, alert. We had 2 blinks, sorry, 3 compressor protector trip, I believe. And the only way to reset, wait, 3 is this compressor protector trip. Somebody try to turn this back on. Power was off. Let's see, let's watch this. Not sure why that alarm is on there. Come on. Right there. Yeah. There's no alarm anymore. It went off. Maybe there's an alert when things are not running. So this thing loads and unloads. So right now, this thing is at full capacity with this amperage. Then if it goes into, if it has been off for a while, the space is warm, so if anything, it's not gonna unload. So we're at full capacity right now. When the green light for unloader comes on, you'll see the amperage go less, and I guess that's a way for it to go with efficiency. But there we go, guys. We are running.
Mandariners arrived! Look at the window. 12,000 BTUs of raw cooling power, huh? Yeah. Installed.
That's it. You don't have to screw it in or anything.
No, just plug it in and the Commando 8 does the rest.
Finally closed the door. This is their free cooling. All right. Beautiful space. Let's get back in that mechanical room. Test. All right. 60.6 degrees. It's probably like 80 degrees in this space. It's very warm in here. It's actually colder outside. So let's let this unit run and see what happens. All right, guys, everything is looking good. It's been running for about half an hour now, and we have a much better temperature now. We're at 56.8 degrees. As the space gets colder, so will the supply temperature. So it looks like everything's good here. Just wanted to share this all with you guys, and that's gonna be it. If anyone found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe as I come out with new videos every week. And I'll catch you all next time.